Like, how do you address the needs of major minorities? Because real minorities, right? Like, not.
Be careful what you say.
I'm just gonna say it. But feminists are a minority, and women are more than 51% of the population. But anyway,
We're not as hard as our parents were, but we're not as soft as the newer generation. We're like a good balance in the middle. But don't, like, no, not shitting on Gen Z or anything, but like,
yes, we are shitting on
like
gender.
soft
Don't
as
think.
fuck. I'm sorry.
The first haters we're gonna get is like three white men talking about abortion.
But we would also like to remind that it's not a political podcast. It's not a political.
That's not a political.
Ben, how did we end up on this
I have no
subject?
You mentioned abortion.
Mention abortion.
Clap, yeah. We're on.
We're on.
Welcome, Jasmine.
Bonsoir. Welcome, Jbin.
Thank you.
Tisbaħ minn
Look,
tiegħek.
Vera, missuni naqra. Ma nix bajtu bacon. Għabdu jmissun.
Intu tal-zet għada.
Basta tamlu l-introduction.
Fantastic start. Yes, so let's start with the intro. Actually, you do the introduction this time. I've done
So-
two episodes.
Let's go. Istiħa jibdejċa executive decision oħra di.
So I guess jinsieħbek.
Eżat, mux siħbek.
Mux
So-
il-guest tijaw.
ħabib tijek ta' minn ħabib tijaw. Mela, today bil-Malti u bil-Inglis.
We can go in English.
Whatever.
Like, better reach, no?
Fair
More
enough.
views is.
Fair enough. We're a bilingual country. We
Yes.
use the fucking.
Bilingual,
like-
you have four languages now, no?
That I can speak
You still speak Japanese?
a bit. A bit.
Hello, goodbye.
What?
La, la,
Oh,
ma-
sorry.
Yesterday I
Tell me.
watched a TikTok of a guy
Ġabdejna
speaking.
tangent. Għadna ma
So maybe we'll introduce him about 50 minutes in.
Oh,
If we're lucky.
I watched this TikTok of this guy wanting to learn Japanese by going there, like he's in Japan, and asking people to speak Japanese.
Oh, I was watching it today, the first time I saw it. He's really good.
But yeah, his level is really good.
Yes.
But I could understand when he goes and introduces
Yes,
himself,
yes.
and he's like, he's American, and I'm trying to speak Japanese. Then switch to subtitles. Għax ma nafx qed jgħid.
So,
So-
basic conversational Japanese. FM.
Like the introduction, unos in deska and all that stuff.
So how many languages do you speak?
Yeah, I think
Including Japanese.
fluently three. They're fluently
The
three or
English.
four.
Yeah,
Yeah, Portuguese.
including
Portuguese. I wouldn't say I'm fluent in Portuguese though.
Okay.
But I can go to a restaurant. I can go. Naseb the best achievement when I went to the local council to get my EU citizenship. Like there, I spoke all Portuguese. To be fair, I charmed her that I'm trying to speak Portuguese. And when you try, I guess it's like Malta.
Yeah, make the
Like
effort.
if you
that-
go
that's
and you find someone that's going to be an asshole and you try to speak Maltese, like they cut you some slack. If you're like a
Yeah.
foreigner, it's like kalam bil-Malti ġbi. I guess we're gonna
Most
do this
countries are
podcast
like
in English.
Maybe I think the French are an opposite because they don't like when people try and speak French.
Actually, I speak French as well.
Do you?
Yes.
Fully? Really loves French as well.
I
Remember Lele hiding in the
I think I speak more French than Portuguese actually.
Oh,
But I can watch a movie in
And-
French
and
and
understand.
understand it, yeah.
Well,
But I have a Canadian accent, so French find me funny. Or they find me an American
Canadian French. What am I doing?
closer to the
Closer to the mic. I pushed it away by mistake. Sorry.
Jintajja bijat.
Hey, yeah, introduce.
I actually want to tell you something. I want to introduce Andrew.
Yeah, go for it.
So today we have Andrew with us, this fine specimen of a human being. As we started talking about already, you've been around, I think, at least 3 continents, right? Lived in 3 continents. You had quite a lot of entrepreneurial adventures. Another one coming soon, right? Maybe we can talk about that as well. Yeah, but one thing that actually fascinated me at an early age was the fact that, so we know each other from junior college and university,
I
right?
know him from secondary school.
You knew
From
her
what?
from before, eżatt, aha. Mela. But then you studied first year at university, then you had a scholarship in Japan, right? And then you quit. And you
That's it.
became more of a success than the rest of the class, I would say.
And as in, to be fair, one of the biggest issues when I went to university was that year one of university, I was studying, I had accounts and economics A level. First year university, you're with people that never studied accounts and economics. So all your accounts and economics classes are literally O level stuff, not even A level, O level stuff. So I remember, like, maybe we went to 10 classes first year. Like, we just showed up for the exam. I got 4 of them A. Like, you should not get an A if you don't go to class, right? Like, when I went to Japan, if you miss 2 or 3 classes, you go crazy.
Done.
Like, I saw people crying because they're missing class. Because they know that, like, it's go, go, go.
Yeah.
So you studied in Japan as well, never knew you said. But you
Actually,
No, you worked in Canada with
Esatto, so I worked in Canada. In Japan, so I applied to go to the scholarship. After they accepted me and I got the scholarship, the University of Malta told me you can't go because in Japan they don't teach econometrics. So after a year of teaching me nothing because we were repeating O level, their main issue was that now we're gonna learn something so complex that you're not gonna keep up. And I was like, I'm still going. Like if I got accepted, I'm still going.
So the University of Malta thought that Kansai Gaidai was not good enough for our standards.
No, because if I wanted to continue studying econometrics, which mind you, like it's a really tough subject. Like you really need to study hard. But at least allow me to study them in my second semester in year one. Tell me, listen, you have A level ec, you're
Instead
gonna
of
sit.
repeating the
So
account
then I convinced them that I'm gonna suspend my studies and I'm gonna go anyway. And then I went first semester in Japan and I was studying transatlantic corporations, so Asian studies, so like really tough subjects. I made like some friends, and me and Jorge, this Mexican guy, we found this study group that shared notes. So we used to go to the study group and then go drinking, and it's like we've negotiated ourselves into like
college life.
Eżatt. Imma mbagħad come second semester I realized like none of these credits matter. Like I'm studying all these hard subjects as if I'm gonna take them back. So then second semester I chose like HR in Japan, and it was like how to do presentation techniques. I did ceramics, and I like half my semester was literally doing ceramics with this Japanese guy.
It's good now.
It was fun. Like so, it was. As soon as you fuck up, because obviously, like we were having fun, and sometimes you just like build something and then fuck it up. So, is that considered racist today? Probably.
No, I don't think so.
Well, anything can be racist.
If you angle it the right
The real
way.
question is, do we give a fuck?
As in, to be fair, that's what he did. Like, so I studied the first semester. I really studied really hard. Second semester, like, was chill. Even like, I was not living in the dorms. We found this like old lady that rents this house from semester to a semester to the same Kansai Gaidai students. So it's like we had our own house, and we were like, I think there was a
like a frat house, like.
No, but when we were in the dorms, it was like super Japanese, super traditional. Like we literally had a futon, we slept on the ground, paper walls. We had the Okasan, like the man and the old lady and the old guy that take care of us. They closed the gate, I think, at 11:30. We still had fun, as in we still did. I don't know, like sometimes on a Saturday we go, we find the garden. Some American student got speakers. We do a party all night, and no one comes. Like you're 30 minutes bike ride in the middle of nowhere in a park. But then you know that you're not going home before the gate opens, which is like 6:30 in the morning. But when we moved into our house, like no curfew, no nothing. And Yeah, and then I came back to university, started second year, and second year was again the total opposite of first semester. Like I should be learning, and it's just like super slow. Apart from, to be fair, econometrics, which was the one class I really didn't pick up. And then I found this working holiday visa in Canada, and I'm like, fuck it. I'm gonna quit and go. And I went to Canada without that visa. And that visa, like I received that visa maybe 9 months in.
Before we go into Canada, what? So, your experience in Japan, what or how did it shape like the way you function now as an adult? I'm talking about like your mindset and discipline and all that. And then we'll do the same question from Canada as well. Because I think these were like you. How long did you spend in Japan? 2 years?
So I said, no, Japan 1 year and Canada, 2 years.
Right? So if you look at that 1 year in Japan, which is a completely different culture than probably opposite than Malta, because Malta is like shoot, fire now, ask questions later, and Japan has more of this.
So one interesting thing, I think culturally it explains it's really an interesting observation. I remember my mom like preparing a box for me, which we asked like, how do you go and live here in Japan? Like we thought we needed this box, right? And I think there were another couple of students that received boxes because they tell you we want to ship something before because it takes time and so on. And we shipped some stuff, all right, some local products and stuff, the usual. But for example, my mom gave me like the bottle like conditioner for my clothes, as if now that I look back, as if in Japan they don't wash clothes, right? But to be fair, it's so much easier finding it ready than figuring out which product you need in Japan. But I think it was only a couple of students. I think it was me and maybe a couple of students from South American countries that their family felt the need to overprotect them. Then when you realize it's like, okay, like there's more than everything here. So culturally, for me, it was a really big step. While then you see all the American, Canadian, like for them, it's just like everyone is excited, everyone like this adventure is a no-brainer, right? Incentivized by the university, not making. So there already I was exposed to different mentality, right? Like I think being exposed to North American students was one of the most interesting experience. Not because but to see like the North Americans, which are like really go. But then being there by choice because they study Japanese, so they really respect the culture. But then being all of us in Japan and we need to navigate a really different society. So it was like a really interesting experience. Again, we still did, I don't know, like American stuff, like deep fry everything. We still did, what's it called? That game, like you throw the ball, beer pongs, and we made the dorms were super fun. But then when we go, it's like everyone is open to the Japanese experience. Like, I was 18. And no joke, all of us, the first thing when we arrived, they told us that, like, for example, listen, drinking on a bus stop is considered rude. Don't do it.
Drinking alcohol or drinking?
Drinking anything, even a Coca-Cola.
How come?
It's considered it's considered culturally. It's considered rude. Like don't do it. You know, they helped us open a bank account. They helped us, but we really respected the environment. We've done silly things, but in general, like you don't go to a restaurant, you get drunk and you're not respecting the culture. You get drunk and you get drunk with the salarymen that are next to you and they love you because you're a foreigner and you end up going out of whatever, out of the izakaya, out of the bar, like hand in hand wearing his tie. So like there were fun moments like that. But we always respected the culture.
What a manga scene that was.
Yeah.
Yes, yes, no.
Even me, I was like, man, what's a classic
No,
manga
the
scene?
experiences is that. Ġifiri jien, it was a big learning curve. It taught me that the world is a lot bigger than Malta, that's for sure. So that's one
Yeah.
thing that's like was imprinted in my brain from probably week one. It's like, wow. Then, for example, we go for a club. We were mentioning before that we used to go to clubs at 14, 15, 16. There, the age was, I think, 18. But because I was born in November, I didn't turn 18 yet. Or something like that. Or it's 19. But anyway,
You're November 14th, right?
I'm November 1st. So there was this gap. I think I was 17, almost 18, but I wasn't 18. And the first time everyone went to the club together, got used, like they stopped me. They didn't allow me to go in. And I had like to go, like I was one of the youngest there. I had to go home. Then a friend of mine got his student card, managed to remove the first layer, put our passport. No, but that's, I think
Cut it
that's,
out. We don't want Interpol coming with an 18-year backlog of warrants.
no, I think it's, how do they say,
Fucking Yakuza.
Let's
Goes into a bar that got them in shit.
prescritta, sa, like it's prescritta, ma dix problema. Ma mbagħad hemmhekk, even if the card would look super fake, like the Project X card, like clearly it's fake. Hemmhekk they're not gonna challenge you that it's fake.
Yeah.
Like
It's the rule,
just
yeah.
in case,
They're
just in
challenging
case.
your honor.
Yeah, no, just in case, like you come from a poor country and this is the best they can do. Who am I to
Great.
judge? Who am I to judge this?
That's such a
card,
good
you know?
life.
They were woke before woke up.
It's money. Like we're talking in a club in Osaka, right? We're not talking in the embassy of Japan about I don't know, about to inherit some millions.
Yeah, like it's interesting because I think I started with HSBC when I was like 19, late 19. I was about to turn 20. And it was my first experience working with, I mean, I worked with international teams, but it was in Malta. So the culture was driven by a Maltese leader, right? Or a Maltese team. But when I started working for HSBC, it was driven by the UK, right? The UK trained us, like everything came from the UK. So we had kind of, and for me, something that Andrew just said now, which kind of triggered that memory for me as well, it was like, you know, the way we live and the way it's not the correct, or
It's not a dinja Maltija.
it's
we're not
like
the center.
it's almost like the veil is lifted and you realize how insulated you are
Totally.
until a certain age, and then all of a sudden, be like, shit, man. Like we were learning. I remember very clearly we were learning what empathy is. I had never heard the word before, but people talk about, like, you know, always talk about emotional intelligence and stuff in Malta, and I feel that a lot of people don't even know what the fuck that means, because culturally we're not an empathetic country. We're not. We're nice to people, but we're nice because we want to show them how good we are, not because we're empathetic. Like it's not. This can cause a bit of a
or
sting,
maybe
but
because we're insecure.
yeah,
So we want to
it
overcompensate.
comes from an insecurity
We
standpoint
want to
because we're small.
overcompensate.
But you see a lot of news where they do like this like second-rate article because the guy that used to date the brother of somebody famous is in Malta. Like how insecure, like that is the island mentality of like, oh, this is newsworthy to write.
He doesn't
Like
want to talk into politics. He just went into media. So
Yeah.
should we just like
no, but
jump-
like it's true. How often do you see it and be like, and like why is this such a big deal? You know?
yes no
It's like this constant need to prove. So when we
I've been on
then,
it.
like when I experienced like the first international taste of like working with professionals from other countries, you'll be like, oh, okay, we're insignificant. As in,
Totally. And
don't get me wrong, I am still a big fan of our tradition and how we live in Malta. I think like we have a very unique way of life
yeah.
as Maltese, and I cherish it. Don't get me wrong. I like most recently I got in the habit of walking. I live close to the square, and most I walk down to the square. I buy a couple of pasticci, sit next to the church, just on a bench, and I like, or with my daughter and stuff. So that's like stuff that I enjoy, basic stuff that maybe you wouldn't experience it anywhere else. Like pasticci are quite unique to us, I guess.
Yeah.
But that grow, that like veil lifted of like, man, we're so insulated here. And I think like if anybody's watching that hasn't yet worked, not necessarily outside of the country, but even not
No,
worked
for
with an
in
international or
country.
like an international community, I think it really opens a lot of doors and you learn a lot of different ways of
FM, I think one of the
Life,
things that really helped us improve is our generation, and traveling from
Oh, yeah.
Malta became really easier.
Yeah,
I'm not
we're
gonna
more
say
traveled
everyone
now.
can travel, as in that changes the game.
But it up the standard everywhere. Like most industries, standard raised because the Maltese person is now more traveled than they were 6 years ago. Like even 10 years ago, people wouldn't go on like yearly holidays. Or now most Maltese people travel 2, 3, 4 times a year.
I see, I think the biggest difference I noticed in terms of work ethic, because also, let's not forget, we were raised, like when we were primary, secondary school, like il-Malti vera ħabbiti. Like the Maltese person, when we go abroad, dejjem joħroġna nies. He's always the best, wherever, like, because the best leave and like they do something that is unheard of, but still insignificant. But anyway, but the main difference is Zom, nsejt kon senejt.
But on that note, on
No, that's staying
The
in.
running joke.
No, this is gonna stay in. 100%. It's gonna stay in.
Yeah.
on that note, when I was in Japan, I was hot property. Like that was something interesting as
No one
well.
heard about more than
Like the idea that you have this person and you're meeting them, and all right, like in Japan, they make a big deal of your blue-eyed and
Yeah, yeah,
fair hair, like okay. But then you explain where you are, and then you say Malta, and then the next question is like Malta, and then they say Malta, and then they ask like Malta, and then they realize that they should know about Malta, so the next question is like, where's Malta? And then you say Italy, south of Italy, so they already pictured you, okay, so this is an island in Europe.
Yeah.
But then as soon as you say south of Italy, they imagine straight away all the nice beaches and everything they can picture in Italy, but southern, smaller, more unique. And it's like if they met someone that's like,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
ooh, like there's not many people from
It's
Malta,
like if
you
someone
know?
from Hawaii comes here, you'll be like, "Man, I've never been to
Tropical
Hawaii."
but European.
Yeah. So that was nice. That was like,
A rock star treatment. I remembered what I was gonna say, by the
No,
way.
go for it.
yeah.
The main difference, thank you. Chop, genz. The main difference is the Maltese, it's true. Like one thing I admire about our culture and I'm semi-proud of is the resourcefulness. Like
Yeah, it's also true.
culture
And we're
and,
resilient as well.
and historically, like the
I-
Great Siege, right?
Yeah,
Like the resilience of the Maltese, like it's very underplayed there. Like it's true the knights won and the knights fought, but the populace withstood a really severe, vicious siege, right? Against all odds, like
Right on, man.
the hundreds of thousands against a few thousands they were, and also the Maltese. Don't forget, like this. Don't think of Malta as an island nowadays. You know, back then it was this dark rock in the middle of the sea. You bump in by accident, you know, and most of the resources that the country needed, which had to be imported with ships, doesn't arrive. So on the off chance that it does arrive, they need to make do with whatever. Like if you have a crate full of bottles of wine, you use the fucking crate, you use the bottles, you do everything. But what changed, what impressed me when I was exposed to the foreign work ethic is that it's not resilience, but that ambition, that drive for perfection, right? Because resourcefulness comes with cutting lots of corners.
Oh, for sure.
But it gets the job done,
Yeah, for
right? And quick turnaround, and it still works, but
The discipline
it's not
you get from
refined.
processes and stuff like that.
It's
In
still
fact-
discipline, but it's a different mentality. It's in fact it's jilla pazza, you know. It's
You know how I
it's-
would define what you're saying from my point of view, that instead of the work ethic, is the respect and the trust for process. In Malta, we don't have that. In
Yeah,
Malta,
we improvise a lot.
eżempju, jina, I remember a small change, but when I was a kid, if a plumber comes home or if you have some pipes need fixing, and you have this ankle and it doesn't fit, you put it on the fire, it expands a bit, you fix it, and you make it work.
So you don't go around the corner today of hunger again.
Nowadays, it's like, yes, you need waħda tal-kwart u pipe tal-dak u l-oħra tkun hekk u it's really improved. Imma the trust in the process that, listen, like, if you're building a house, you can kind of reverse engineer majority of things that you need, and you should not have all the hassle. In Malta, we still live the hassle, and we're still like, ċertu affarijiet, let's wing it.
I think though, to be honest, sometimes in bigger companies, especially, that kind of drive to do things more with what you have, etc., like can be beneficial.
Yes, absolutely.
Because sometimes they're too over focused on the
You
Absolutely.
can't have meetings. At one point, you have to start doing, and then so I saw this last week, and I used it with like a lot of people. Like, make it real, like make it exist, and then make it perfect. Like, you can't. And I had a person I worked for who said, like, you can't, like, picture every step is like a traffic light from A to B and then obviously down to Z. Like, you can't wait for all the lights to turn green to start to go from A to Z. First you go from A to B, then you wait for the lights. But so I think it's like everything else. It's a balance. You plan a little bit, you start executing, but then at some point, and I coach, like, I tell these people I work with all the time, like the people I coach as well, like, figure out what your process is, but don't like get stuck too much in the process. Like, start implementing it, and then make sure you stop and review it. And
that in itself is a process, right? Go to market, then
plan, do, check, and
perfection.
trust, right?
And in that process, the Maltese mindset is brilliant for the first part. Go to market.
But then there's no reflection. It's all about execute.
Yes,
it's not stopping to plan and execute or figure out what's going wrong. Then you just constantly touch and go. This is
Constant firefighting.
Constantly firefighting. Like,
which is great if you have like 2 employees, but then once your business grows, you can't.
Not really great in today's.
It's not a scale.
It used to be okay when it was in this fast pace, but you have new things to deal with. No, you can't.
I wanted to go back on a point because you said about, I think, like, like earlier I mentioned, like, we weren't necessarily very empathetic as a culture, but I think that's because of the resilience we had that you were talking about. Because to be resilient, like, sometimes you have to be like, fuck my feelings, I'm gonna like push through. And I was raised like that. My mom used to always tell me, it doesn't matter, like, for sense, not that she dismissed my feelings, although I felt like it's when I was younger, but like, show up, like, just go.
Yeah.
You don't feel like going to work, doesn't matter, you have to go.
But it's
You don't
also
feel like going to the interview, doesn't matter, you have to go. You don't feel like going to school, so that resilience, when I met other people, like a lot of other people, like outside of, like, Maltese people are generally, or we're getting a bit softer now as we're a bit more westernized.
Fem, jekk taqan komplentik.
Tikber u tinsa.
Eżatt, waqalet tkun waqajt.
But like, I think like that approach, I think it's a very strong behavior to instill in kids, even my daughter.
It's also, pero, let's not over glorify it, right?
No,
It's also especially coming from the Islander Christian dogmatic mentality, right? Like, this Islander mentality that, okay, we look after our community. That's what we lost now. That's what we're losing. Before it was
and
a lot more
lost.
present.
And the human
now
mind,
we're lost. Yes,
The
yes.
human brain needs community, and that's what's lacking.
Fucking right.
Like, not having a community of people to, like, and it could be your church, it could be your gym, it could be like a group of gamers. Like, you need to have your people.
Humans are pack animals.
We are
Like,
pack
we-
And even neighbors, like, you speak to your neighbors.
Yes,
No,
but I'm a guy who speaks to everyone. You know how I am.
You speak to your neighbors.
I avoid them.
Yeah, as in, I speak, let's say, to the people in the same block.
Yeah.
And in Portugal, in Portugal, this was something I tried to actually change. Like during Christmas, for example, I bought the small keychain and the card, and I wrote Happy Christmas. We have 4 people in the block, so it's not like I left it there. And it's like 2 of them that lived there because the other one rented came
That's a
and
good
said,
idea. I might do
and
it.
it's like, nice, like.
Yeah, but then they start talking to you every morning for 30 minutes.
But I don't mind
No,
that.
we grew up. We grew up.
Yes.
Like my mom sending me to my neighbor to get some salt. And we don't.
Mela and bread and
Do you remember summers? People that just take chairs outside and just sit and talk in the street.
There are some places.
Last time we were walking back from the square and I saw a family outside and I was like, man, that triggered like such a good emotion in me, like a nostalgic
I think in
emotion.
Gozo they still do it as well.
Yes, Gozo they do it. But
Ma-
it's an old tradition.
Ma,
I
we
don't think it's
completely changed, and it's like maybe because now as well, like what are the chances that?
And there are a lot more distractions, right?
But even like before, like let's say if at the festa everyone meets together, then chances are that this cousin of this family is the one moving next to you. So ilaqawk. Now it's like I think it's very rare that people that grew up in Mosta stay in Mosta and don't travel. Like people go in High Army and then they move to
Yes,
Vgura,
yes.
and people from Vgura move to Hattar. So all of a sudden, even those micro communities are getting lost.
But like I'll
or
give
they're
you
lost.
an example. Like I'm not a religious guy, you both know me. But because my daughter was doing her community, we were taking her to this like Sunday school, and it was great. Like you meet different people, and then we do like community, like even though. But I still appreciated that level of community of like this feels a bit reminiscent to when I was younger, and then you're like you get to meet different people, and those people are now part of your kind of not close circle, but you have that network.
Community, yes.
As in, to be fair,
It's
I
good,
think the online world and the online representation of what's happening versus the tangible reality are also very, very far-fetched,
Oh,
right?
absolutely.
Like the sense, sometimes naħseb we're 3 people that live more online than we live the real life. What do I mean? Like the majority of conversations we have are with people online on
Yeah.
the phone. All right, maybe I come to yours, and it's from different realities. There's still, and we're maybe not really exposed to it, a lot of people in Malta, a lot of Maltese that their reality is on the ground.
Yeah,
Like,
for sure.
and I think we don't understand, we don't get to see those people, we don't get to see those realities, and I think sometimes we don't appreciate those realities because in Malta, like a lot of people might say like, so we've become this. All some of the things we remember as kids are still found in local villages.
Yes,
like
yes,
it's those realities.
Oh, for
Ġifieri,
sure.
families with mużew and families sakkaniti tal-festa.
Matthew's having an aneurysm just not to say anything.
No,
Cuts out, cut this
bars, clubs, bocce, like all these things, maybe we're not
yeah.
exposed. Anzi, actually, I think sometimes the online world tries to highlight them as if they're like,
Bro, we went.
wow, not this should be the norm as
You're
well.
talking
Like,
about
we should be connected on a basic level. It
Yeah.
doesn't require a feature that's like you play bocce. Like if we believe we should play bocce, more people should play bocce. Not we celebrate the one person that plays bocce and then no one cares about bocce. Like
Right.
if you,
Trying to make it a
But
national
you're
sport.
talking about community. Saturday we went square dancing in Bujibba. You know when they do the line dancing next to the old McDonald's? You remember?
yes.
Man.
And we went as a group of like us, like people my age, a bit younger. And we showed up and we're like, listen, guys, we told like the organizer, we paid €5 each. It's fantastic. We took 2 bottles of tequila with us. So we're just taking shots of tequila and dancing. And we went up to the.
Dancing.
No, I mean, horribly. But we went up to the organizer, which were really nice. Like, they really welcomed us in this community. Like, obviously, the average age was like 67. We dropped it by a good 7.
After they dropped it at 67.
But
It was like 95.
we showed up with other listen, like we've never done any line dances, so we're gonna need some lessons. And they were like, we don't do lessons today. Today is like the day for people to show off. They take lessons during the week. And
Okay.
today is about
To show off.
And the microphone, like the DJ was going, Passo doble, number 2. And people knew exactly, and these like maybe there were like 50 people, like so 25 couples, right? They knew exactly every step, and everybody's like doing the same thing. But they were like, we were doing, whenever there was like a line dance, which is like all individuals, but we're doing it together, we got up and we were trying to follow, but they were like kind of helping us. And you get this sense of, man, these people have been probably doing this for like 40, 50 years together, like the same group of people. And like this guy, like I remember they do a tango, and this 77-year-old guy with a green shirt, super flamboyant, with his wife, bro, walked on the thing, on the floor, and they danced there, and he was like a really good dancer. But like, you would say, man, I've never
We're not
mentioned.
we're not exposed to that.
No,
reality
not at
unless-
all.
Unless you,
But
you look for it.
going back about like the mix of online and real life, I think our generation is probably the best positioned to understand both. Because we were pre-internet, like we grew up in the 90s,
Yeah.
we were out with bikes.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
could
but-
actually go out with bikes or play
Yeah,
football in the
exactly.
street, which I don't even.
Like you
fathom.
look at Gen Zs
Play
today,
football against the garage door.
and I think
you
that
hit, you hit
You
the
hit the
car,
car.
all of a sudden everyone is hiding.
Correct.
No one is playing until you're a boom.
Lots of survival skills.
like you look at our generation,
We
like
can
the-
take a beating.
yeah, like the
We can run
millennials
away
of
from
like late 80s, early 90s, right? Which is us. Maybe you're a bit older, sure.
Mid-80s.
You're 87.
You don't have to
Late-
mention it again.
late
85? Jesus Christ, you're so old.
No,
you're like
I
4
was
years younger.
I was a pro at inline dancing.
You were
Line dancing.
But I think it gave us this. It
Line
gave us this
dancing.
mixture of. It gave us this mixture of like we're not as hard as our parents were, but we're not as soft as the newer generation. We're like a good balance in the middle. But don't like not shitting on Gen Z or anything, but like
Yes, we are shitting on Gen Z.
soft
don't
as
think-
fuck. I'm sorry. Like soft as fuck.
Agreed.
Let's just stop. Let's
Want
just
to go
stop
into
there.
it?
No,
I
let's-
would like to go into it.
Let's not.
Would you like to go into
I
it? Because
think,
you're the
yeah.
guest.
Let's go into it. Listen,
I
you know what?
think-
Let's
I
Andrew
think it's- I
decide.
think-
Andrew's a reasonable guy. He's not gonna say anything controversial.
No, I think one of the things that I like pet hate. What do they hate? Like when it's
Pet
like
peeve.
pet peeve is,
Grinds your gears.
In fact, I had to. In fact, I had to
mine.
really go on a. Like recently, I went on a unfollow, mute.
I
block,
remember you going
like,
through it.
like
yeah.
all these because I was finding myself like slave to the algorithm. Like
Yeah.
literally, you go in, it's a nice day, and maybe you're on Instagram and you see a funny meme that you like, and then you scroll and you see something that's like retarded. It's like no, on any level, not any side, not whatever. Why you can't say? Well, yeah, you can say that word. Now it's good.
I think we have to blank it out for YouTube, no? You're the expert.
No,
No?
retarded. No, I don't.
No, retard is back.
Yes, wait.
Show
Trump,
Rogan.
Trump,
Had an
Trump,
episode around it.
Trump won the election and
Oh
retarded
my
is back.
God. Jesus Christ.
If Timur gets read, no, but
Andrew's dancing on the line right now.
no, but
Line dancing.
that's
Doppio passo.
but that's doppio passo. No, but that's my point, right? Like no matter what you say, it's 50-50.
Yeah.
No matter what you say.
There are people who like
If
it
I'm gonna
with
say,
anything.
but I can say, like, okay, we said the R word. Okay, now it's censored. So now R word is. But if I say it, half the comments like, no, you can't say it. But then, okay, you're censored, but no, you should not be censored.
Retard.
But and it was
And that's the line. You found it, bro. Well done.
And-
Congratulations.
no, and I was literally getting triggered because I'm exposed
Yeah.
to thinking, which is like it's a mind you, like
Yeah.
I can share my opinions, and I know 50% of the people will think I'm maybe really bad in my thinking, and some people say like, no, Andrew's very reasonable.
Yeah.
But the idea that all that thinking is not respecting my boundaries, it's like I'm on a Monday, I should be focused on work, I'm procrastinating, scrolling. All of a sudden, I find myself triggered on something that,
Yes,
like,
uh-huh.
you guys mentioned it in your first episode, in the rage baiting. So this guy is writing an article, probably knowing that it's wrong, but knowing that they're going to trigger us.
Yeah.
And then all of a sudden I'm a victim to that. So I'm like, you know what? Like I'm going when I need to find when I need to absorb and consume this kind of content, I look for it.
Yes.
Like I'm, you know me, like I'm very like I look for this stuff, which if you remind you, I'm listening to podcasts.
Yeah, same.
Like I don't listen to music at the gym. I listen to a political podcast.
That's true. When I used to listen to stuff when I was running, it was podcast. It was Diary of a CEO or
So I'm not gonna listen. As in sometimes I need it, but so I'm not triggered about opinions, and it could be all the opinions. Like I listen to as many as possible, even the ones that trigger me, but I decide when I listen to it. Mush I'm scrolling and all of a
that's it.
sudden
Yes.
I send it in the chat and then we start a conversation.
Yes,
Sometimes
yes.
there were times like we send something on the chat. The hour me and you are talking like we hate each other, and we're like, whoa, wait. Today it's Tuesday, like, and we don't hate each other.
It's
and
true,
like,
it's
why the
true.
fuck
And
are we
we're
right?
agreeing.
What the fuck we're right? But we speak to each other like we hate each other.
Yeah,
We get
yeah.
animated, and we're like, okay, like, why are we not agreeing? And I'm like, bro, I'm at the gym and don't have time to
And these
reply
things
to you,
are meant to
and
be
you're
po-
busy.
these things are meant to be polarizing. That's why. And the problem is it's never a black and white one. Like most things are, it's not like you're not. Most people will have an opinion and they'll be like, but you don't understand, kind of, how complex the situation. You know, for me, the learning moment for me where I stopped giving a fuck completely about anything on social media. Genuinely, I'll see stuff and I'll be like, now I'm just an observer. I'm like, oh, that's a nice way of writing an article to paid people. You know, like I don't really engage with it anymore. I don't care. I just use the internet to make me laugh. That's it. And to research. So, like I use it for work and I use it to make me laugh. You know? And if I need to research something, I will go proactively looking for it. And like I follow things that I'm genuinely interested about or they help me with my work. You know? But like the learning moment for me was when Russia attacked Ukraine. And bro, I couldn't sleep for like 3 days. And at one point, something triggered in my head. I'm like, whether or not I sleep or I worry about this or I have an opinion or I go on social media and post free Ukraine, it doesn't fucking matter. So I was like, you know what? And after that, I just stopped giving a fuck completely about news. Honestly, you could tell me the Mostra Rotunda blew up and I'll be like, what can I do about it? I'm just going to go through my life. I could die of a heart attack tomorrow, bro. It doesn't matter.
For me, that
As long as
episode-
that convenience is still in front of you,
Yeah,
you're
that's
fine.
Yeah, that's convenient.
But
Most
for
convenient.
for me, that was a similar moment for different reasons. The fact that the day that Russia attacked Ukraine, COVID disappeared.
Yeah.
For me, I was like,
Exactly, right? It's crazy.
we're in a new cycle.
It's
we're not
crazy.
we're not in a pandemic. We're not in a war. We're in a new cycle.
Absolutely.
So like if tomorrow the news decides that we live in the best time possible, I'm not gonna say real problems are gone, but 90% of the people online will start celebrating how life is perfect.
Yeah. Like how many people
sure.
made...
Like I'm very positive. If all of a sudden all the media start saying, you know what, maybe not Trump because he's like really there's a Trump derangement syndrome. But if news all of a sudden became like yes, but we need to understand, like if we go back to before when we used to do beautiful music concerts to save Africa and like that, we'll go back to being like being charitable is the way to go, and we'll start seeing people.
Absolutely.
But we live in a world where what sells is negativity.
Yeah,
And
shock.
what
Yeah,
sells is like rage baiting, and it's everything.
Hate is a very good emotion to engage people, like hate.
Oh, sad, look.
And how many people made certain, like I'll mention them, but how many people made certain like bad things that happened part of their personality? How many people have free Palestine in their bio?
I'm a bigger
Yes,
victim
yes,
than
yes,
you.
yes,
How many people have free Palestine in their bio or free like whatever? Again, I'm not saying that it's bad to say
you're
it,
not in
but
favor
if
of
you make it part of your
famous guy.
personality, bro, like
You.
Jesus,
You have no personality.
Get
What's
out.
up? What's up?
You said you don't kind of interact with anything kind of like that at all.
I would never comment on anything online.
But kind of don't you think that if a lot of people push for good, then maybe that will actually it has a better chance of happening rather than everyone that it does
Yes,
nothing.
if you do it in the right channels, right? Like, okay, so if you're a political activist and you're going, if you actually like, let's use, if you actually go to Ukraine and you hand out humanitarian aid, they'll be like, oh, that's really like, that is commendable.
And I think
Still, I think
Because then there's, oh, you're raising awareness.
while
but
you
like,
were discussing this, I was thinking like Astra to all this power and still like because most of the genuine journalists, I believe, want
yeah,
to make people feel
absolutely,
better,
100%.
There are, but
I don't think so.
but there are then some of the successful ones who want attention rather than that feeling.
No, I think
Issa,
think that's the majority though.
I think it's the most successful, perhaps. But I don't think it's the majority.
But I mean, these
I think the
journalists that
majority are
go,
naive and want to tell a good story.
but these journalists
You
that
know,
go in like
The
battle-
bigger ones, perhaps, yes. But it's
If you go,
like,
like if these journalists that go like with the helmet and stuff and they go close to like battle and some of them get killed as well. Like I think that's a commendable thing to do, right? Like
Yeah, but I think that's fueling their ego. Like they're going
You
there
think
because
so?
they're
Really?
like what
Yeah, depends.
you think they're doing that because they want to present us news and they like all
Some
they
of
care
them
about.
do.
I mean, bro,
is
you're
better.
risking your life though. Like for
Yeah,
real.
some of them do.
But even jumping off a plane is risking your life. Like you're an adrenaline junkie and you want
Yeah,
to
yeah,
be
like,
like you
let's-
want to be in
That's
Layin, that's my point. Let's not be naive and believe that just because you put on a helmet, which sometimes
yeah, that's what-
they're not even at the front. You believe that their intentions are pure.
Mind you,
But-
meta Pepsi kienu jagħmlu xarabank u jmorru, like they used to do it for views. I'm very confident they liked the ratings of that. But I also think they were doing it because they knew they had the capability. And in Malta, if they don't
Very-
do it,
yes, yes.
they're not going to present that to the local market.
Yes,
I'm pretty
yes, yes.
sure. And I'm pretty sure when he went
Doesn't
and he
come
said,
without
and
any
he went as
ambition,
like
you mean?
really scared shitless. I believe he was really scared shitless. But also, I'm pretty sure if you told him that they're not gonna allow you to air it, he wouldn't risk his life. So it's like, in a way, they did it
Yeah, which goes back to what Lely was saying. There's
for
the,
the
there's,
views as
there's,
well,
there's
right?
the
Yeah,
but
awareness
when-
aspect of it.
But when
which helps.
when what you do is also who you are, right? It's your passion. View, success,
Doesn't-
personal
yeah.
gain are the same thing, right?
fair enough.
So when you're genuine, that's what I'm trying to say. When you're a genuine reporter like those guys, like yes, it's part of being a reporter. Views, ultimately, you don't do it for
Yeah, yes,
free.
but in a way,
But it's not like even at the cost of making others feel miserable, I will do it, which is where the media is going now. Because again, like you said, well, you paraphrased the famous quote: "The only way for evil to triumph is if
Good men
good
do
men
nothing."
do nothing." But the thing is, if the good man does something online, you're giving evil a target
Yeah,
to hate.
It's a different
Either
word.
way.
Yeah.
So best thing to do is do
I
nothing
don't
online.
engage. Yes, yes.
Exactly.
Like sometimes
Don't
I see a post and I even see the comments. I'm like, man, you guys are like have no idea what the subject is about. And I would like, and I'll be about to comment. I'll be like, man,
Yeah.
if I do it, I'm just adding fuel, to, regardless of whether I'm right or wrong.
Totally.
Adding fuel to the
Yeah,
fire.
But we're like, and I'm starting to look for it. Like I'm really genuinely interested. No matter the subject, if it gets enough traction, you'll get any kind of comment. So it's like,
Oh yeah, for
eh,
sure.
eh, like this table has 4 legs. Does it have 4 legs? It's like if he takes a photo and only 2 are showing, like not half the people are gonna try to convince you that this table is floating.
Flat earthers, bro.
Yeah, but what if it's flat?
It's not. Like there is just like there
But
is
it could
literally.
be.
Yeah, but we can't go to Antarctica. They don't allow us to go to Antarctica. Like, have you ever seen a ship go like?
Have you ever
I don't know the arguments.
it's
If I
Have
knew
you
them,
ever
I
seen
would-
a
You're not
square
gonna rage
plane?
bait me, bro.
Have you ever seen a square plane with square plane windows? They're always
I
curved.
can't.
huh?
I can't argue in favor of flat Earth. I don't know
It's
enough.
hard. Flat earthers try to debunk it and they fail the experiment. I'm 100% sure that I'm gonna look. They did like the lens one where they do different lenses. And
We're
then-
doing something wrong.
And as they get to a certain distance, like, we're doing something wrong. I was like, oh yeah. Apparently, as soon as we reached past the distance where mathematically is the curvature of the Earth, we stopped seeing it. Like, don't know what's wrong. I have to do another test.
I don't know what's
Like, how
wrong.
fucking stupid can you be? Where, like, how convinced? Because listen, if you're smart enough to be somebody who questions something that's always been the case, good luck to you. That's great, because you're going to question something that maybe was accepted 100 years ago. But then when you're presented with evidence that disproves what you're, then now you're just, this cognitive dissonance is something that really frustrates me, man.
Yes,
Because I'm a guy that you can change my mind very easily if you give me, if you present. We work together. How many times we be like, I have something, even, and you do it as well. Because if I give you something, I'll be like, actually, that makes sense. Let's move.
And yeah, it's okay to be wrong.
Yeah.
Like,
So for me, I'm fine with being wrong. It doesn't impact. Like I don't feel stupid just because. I
But
changed
you're
my mind.
comparing.
But some people, bro, like they stick to, even though you're giving them all the evidence that something.
But
is
we do
not
it
the
as
case.
well. Everyone does it.
Yes.
You're talking about micro decisions at work that definitely you need to be flexible. There are
Yeah, but
people
move-
who,
But move that behavior to a belief system now.
but that's completely that's my point.
Like, I'm telling you, people are.
That's dogmatic, first of all.
It's
When it's a personal value, like if I come and show you evidence that your mom is a murderer, you're not gonna believe it.
Yes. I mean,
The first you might eventually, but the first reaction is no. So
how
it
can I
can't be true.
defend?
You're
How
lying.
can I disprove
So-
this evidence? Yeah.
on this note, I'm very curious about one subject. If a friend of yours ends up being a murderer,
Depends who.
what's your first reaction? Your first reaction is that
Depends
this
who he
guy is evil, or my friend needs help and support.
This reminds me of a scene from the movie The Town. You've ever seen The Town?
I think so.
Where they rob a bank. There's this scene in The Town. It's Mush Matt Damon, the other guy.
Town is the guys Ben Affleck.
Ben Affleck, and there is the guy who played Hawkeye in Avengers. The guy who got really hurt recently and he recovered.
Eżatt,
most
dak Calero,
useless super-
Calero,
Yes,
eżatt.
yes. Anyway,
Anyway,
so
no,
Ben Affleck walks in, and so they're bank robbers, like they're
Dawn
criminals.
ikunu aħwa u
No, they're
pulizija?
criminals. They're
Okay.
just, but, and he starts seeing this girl that they robbed the bank and they took her hostage, but he starts dating her. But obviously she doesn't know because they were wearing masks. And anyway, somebody like there were two other criminals in this neighborhood that harassed this girl, and this guy's like head over heels in love with her, and she tells him who they are, and he walks up to this guy who's his friend, and he was like, I need your help. We're gonna hurt some people. You can't ask any questions, and you have to come
I
with
know
me.
this
And his
scene.
response is be like, who's driving? So that's why I said it depends whose friend it is. Because
No,
if you
but-
called me in the middle of like, right, bro, I killed someone by mistake, I'd be like, fuck it, man, let's get the Jeep and figure it out. But if it's somebody who's just an acquaintance, I'd be like, man, call the police.
I didn't. No, but I didn't even ask. I didn't even ask to do something illegal with your friend. I'm asking this because I feel we're living in a world, coming back to the real life and the online, that friendships are also being defined by your opinion online. Meaning
Oh, yeah.
people that you knew for 10, 15, 20 years.
Oh, yes.
All of a sudden, instead of let's take Trump as an example. Instead of saying, I'm starting to sense that let's be generous here. I'm starting to sense that the media is really biased against Trump,
Yeah.
and what he says, like we should pay a bit more attention. Like we're
Yeah,
smart
yeah.
enough for us to pay attention. Today, friends are like, Andrew, 15 years, 20 years, I know him. Fuck him, he's wrong.
Yeah, he's a Trump
like-
supporter.
Yeah, it's like
Oh,
yeah.
you're
It's like all of a- it's like all
you're
of
a
a sudden-
right-wing extremist.
It's
That's
like all
it.
of a
That's it.
sudden you're defined by the question that you
Yes,
ask,
yes.
right? Instead of
hate that.
theoretically speaking, I would say theoretically speaking, if you called me in the middle of the night and you're really fucked up, maybe I'm not gonna risk going to jail for you,
Yes. Yeah.
but I will be in court supporting you.
Oh, yeah,
Not
yeah,
every
sure.
person that goes to court and potentially is guilty, the family and friends should abandon them.
Yeah.
But we live in a society that's like the online opinion defines like or overrides 10 years of knowing that's like, every time I was with Andrew and someone needed a helping hand, Andrew was there.
Yeah.
Okay, so all of a sudden, if we're questioning Trump, Andrew became like far-right extremist.
Yeah,
Like,
it's-
how do we
It's
reconcile
this thing I like. They used to call it like virtue signaling. It kind of died down that statement, but it is that. It's like that. Oh, just because I'm on the right side, I get to hate you and I get to tell you whatever you want. So I think like, yeah, because. But like anyway, piss break. We're back from our piss break. Piss break.
Yeah, let's call it.
What were we talking about? I forgot.
I guess you were
The town
introducing me as the...
and whether we will go to jail.
So that's the introduction done. We're about an hour in now.
Hopefully you know Andrew by now.
So let's move on to Canada now. Should we talk
Chapter
about-
2.
So now you moved abroad and you're permanently living in Portugal. You just visited here because of work, which was great to see you, and we took the opportunity for you to come on the show, which is awesome. Actually, we've been trying to get you. We didn't figure it out last time you were over.
Exact, yes. Season 1.
Season 1.
Season 1, yeah?
Actually, I call this season 3, but this is season 2 technically.
Why is it?
Why
Why
you
is
really
this?
want to know?
Why?
Because when we filmed the first 9 episodes, then we stopped for a bit, and then with the first 8 episodes, we took like a month break, and then episode 9 we started filming in this room. We were no longer in the cinema, so for me that was a new leaf.
Setup,
fair enough.
And then when we changed the setup where you joined in, that's the second time we've changed something. So there were 2 situations where me and Lily and Joanne and then eventually you sat down and re-strategized, learned from our initial experiences.
So basically, at that point, you made the mistake of not calling it season 2.
That's that. Like, that's what I was gonna say. Like, no
Pretty much.
miscommunication.
Pretty much.
It's like
Internal assumption.
this is season 3, but I
So
forgot.
technically this
No
is
one ever said that was
2.5,
season
let's
so
go
2.
with
technically this
2.5,
is season 2, but in my head it's season 3.
That's that.
So
Executive.
executive
on
decision.
pa- on pa-
So next
On
season
paper.
is going to be just squid-like games for.
Yeah,
for
we're
whole
just
season,
like we're just gonna do like
Underwater.
ballerina cappuccino, that a brain rot. Just Italian brain rot only.
Doppio passo.
Doppio passo. Trallallero, trallalla.
how amazing!
Bro,
how
like, brain
amazing!
rot
How
is
amazing that something like brain rot gets like
And
all that track.
my daughter loves it because they do like these shows now. There's cartoons of brain rot now, and my
No,
daughter
yeah.
knows all of them.
Anki il-Maltin wieħed għax mur tant l-Sphinx dal-liba pastizzi.
Hack out, Madonna.
Ta' kalma dom. Il-liba
this-
il-liba pastizzi.
But like, it's weird how, but it's like the introduction of memes. Philly, there was no memes ever existed. And do you remember the troll face? Like when memes started.
Isu drawing
Like, and that
Good
just
button.
exploded. And like meme culture, I love meme culture. Like, I love it. I think meme culture is like my favorite thing to follow on the internet. And it's evolved. And now we've got fucking AI animated stuff. It's crazy. Like, within 15 years. Mental.
The meme culture online is
It's
the
crazy.
rebel part of all that polarization, right? And sometimes it's like people don't realize, like for example, I'm on X a lot, and the meme game on X is like
It's elevated, that it's uncensored completely.
top level,
Yeah.
like top stuff. There's always a meme that's gonna
Yeah.
like,
Like-
I send you a lot of them. It's like tal von der Leyen.
like borderline, like you'd be like, man, should I like this reel or this meme or not?
I like it. I just don't show it.
Yeah, exactly. And I'm pretty sure that most people do that as well. Like, this is good meme, but I'm not liking it.
That was actually a very interesting finding in social media in general. In Facebook and Instagram especially, people but there are less likes and reactions and comments, but much more shares.
Yeah.
So people are, because of this judging and hate, etc., rather than commenting there, sharing it within their group, and that's where the discussion happens.
And
In
I
fact,
think,
that should be when you're creating content. You should
Yeah,
create
I'll share it.
discussions that happen in group chat.
and I think that yes, I agree with everything you said. And additionally, the sending reels, it's become a form of endearment. Like, you're in my reel. farm
That's
now.
a new,
Yes.
that's a new level of friendship, kind of.
Like,
With
So-
Gloria, all we do is
Reels,
reels,
not
reels.
even a
Like, we
reaction, is it?
literally ping-ponging reels.
Yeah.
So if we talk, like
It's just a reaction to the
if we
reels.
talk and we're having fun, we agree on a lot of things. If we're debating, we agree on none. If we're sending reels, everything is funny.
It's fine. And but that's the thing. There's that dopamine hit of like, oh, this reel. Like, I send you reels and I send you reels, but I send different reels to different people.
Yes.
So I have Sean, my best friend. I send him everything. Like, he's always 100%. But then there's like specific reels for specific senses of humor, and I categorize them. And I got like I got people now into my, I call them reel farms, because I send them a lot of reels, and they send them to me, and they send them to me as well, and I kind of propagate them to everyone else. So I have like 5-6 people every day just sending me reels as well now. So I've kind of conditioned them.
Does it
I
ever
always-
happen you want to send a reel? You send a reel that you know, like, you should not be sending it.
yeah.
Like, you're gonna go to Instagram jail if you send it, and then you send it. I send it to you, and it's good. But then I get scared, like, oh fuck,
Hey,
did I
did I send
did
it
I
to
hit
someone?
like someone else?
I always check the chat, bro. When I send something that's borderline, I always check the chat.
Sometimes I send like not the most inappropriate reels, but 70% there, which is already a lot, right?
For you.
For
Because your 70% is not everyone else. 70%.
my 70% is a
like-
lot for everyone else.
Like,
Seen your
for me,
WhatsApp-
it's
I've seen your WhatsApp sticker, so I know what.
Exactly. It's a lot for, but I send it to my boss, who's quite a well put together person, right? But I really love seeing her reaction. It's like a shot of espresso. It's oh my god! Ah, yes.
I move a bit this way. I'm out of the scene. Oh fuck. Okay.
For the whole episode.
It's alright. No, probably.
Wara l-pipi.
Tajjeb, u episode da ħajkun
4K.
4K.
4,000, 400,000. It's okay. We're here for a good time, not a long time. I don't know what that has anything to do with what we just said, but fuck it. I have.
Essa, għaw, minn ħajkun wasal saw, rrit jagħmel xi naqa' share jew comment ħalli niġi laqwa.
You're right.
Laqwa podcast.
Share
Mhux
it,
għax
comment.
mhux għax jiena kompetittiv.
Le,
Fis-sens
that's not
jiena
competitive,
nixtieq li kulħadd.
Subscribers, guys. We have a few
Yeah, our
miles.
subscriptions are getting up. We doubled our subs in the last 2 episodes.
We're
Which
close
is
to,
insane.
so far we're close to 700, but by
On
the time
YouTube.
this is released on YouTube,
Subscribers.
On
subscribers,
YouTube, but we have quite a bit
Amazing.
more.
and our last video got over 1,000 views. Huh?
But
Oh, yeah.
by the time this releases, we would have, so not our first episode with Mahiri, because we haven't released the second one yet.
Exactly.
With Maureen, which we released.
Yes.
Yeah, as in
The
going
Shark
back
Lab
on
one.
this polarization, I told you when we were talking about this off-air, how do you say offline? Like, you're gonna be successful the moment you reach like more successful the moment you reach a bit of hate. Like the moment people
Yeah.
start disagreeing with you, not hate that like there were times that people got cancelled or fired from their job because they might have liked or retweeted something.
Yes.
Like, can you imagine? Like, you can retweet something by mistake, right?
Listen,
Like, you
I've
can
seen it
literally hit something by mistake and you retweet something.
I had a boss who liked or shared something which was potentially deemed as, it was like, I'm talking about 2015, 2016. It was a post about immigration laws, and she reshared it and she got sacked.
Bestia.
But that's why I don't like, for example, like
That's why I'm so paranoid about
tying
stuff
the
on-
name to the company that you work with, like online.
But this
In my
was
opinion, that's
somebody, another employee who was friends on Facebook with this person reported them to HR, and the HR, instead of saying people, who gives a fuck? it's
Snitches
nothing
get
to do-"
stitches.
Yeah, but they should have said like nothing to do with us. Like this person doesn't represent our brand. And even if it was offensive, because it wasn't, but even if it was offensive, like
In a way,
nature of a post.
a part of me does also believe you should never work for a brand you don't connect with. Though.
But
Like,
yes, but
a
at the end
brand
of
that
the day,
doesn't allow you to be yourself.
but
that's like-
sometimes if you are
not
a
everyone is
senior,
rigid
No, not
like
everyone has
that,
this.
so-
exactly. And if you're like a senior leader in a massive corporation, you're earning a lot of money, you have a family to support and all that. State because their values are a little bit different than mine, and I don't agree with something.
And
I'm
the
gonna leave.
bigger the corporation, the more vanilla their opinion has
Oh,
to be,
absolutely.
right?
They
Like
need
the
to
sense,
be-
in a way, not to please, but not to offend. As in, I think big corporations should stay out of politics and
Politics in general,
ideologies and stuff. Like if you live in a tolerant society, you should tolerate different opinions, right? As in, I
100%.
know me and you agree on this, so it's like
No, I
preaching to the
honestly, like,
choir.
now that you
I think just
immediately
don't
showed me
be-
the other perspective, like, yes, you're right, but I can't imagine myself ever putting myself in that situation. Like,
But I mean,
it's no, but
because I've been
it's
in that
just my
situation, you kind of
reality.
sometimes just say, fuck it, like I'm at work, you put on a mask in a corporation, you have to act a different person.
And I
And then you go
believe
home and-
having to do that drains so much
Oh,
of
yeah,
your
absolutely.
energy right off the start, like
Yes,
before
yes.
even starting.
But
Yeah,
when
but
you're
I-
younger and you're working to kind of build your skill sets and stuff, you can. But for me, like I don't care. Genuinely, I don't care if you're a leftist or a right wing guy or whatever. Just don't be a cunt. I think that is number
But to
one.
be fair, even that is offensive in its own.
What? Don't be a cunt.
Yeah, some people might take offense. That's my point. Like you're gonna go to anything you will write online, anything like even this, if shown to enough people, people will dissect.
Oh,
will
100%.
find.
We've had haters on.
Nine-
We've had. Look at the old
99
YouTube episodes. We've had people who were just like, and I loved it every time. I remember Joanne used to be like, "Oh man, what do I do with this? Do I delete this?" Well, I was like, "No, let me comment on it." And I used to just be like, "Oh, thank you." And I was just, it's great when you have a hater. It means that people are watching. Oh.
Let me pose this question, because obviously kind of you had a company, you kind of
Yeah.
have your own, blah, blah, blah. If you have an employee, right, that is customer facing, that does that, and people kind of recognize it, the customers recognize, what do you do in that case?
I mean,
Does
I
what?
think
Wait.
it's a case by case. You need to look at like kind of what's the severity of it, and at the end of the day, if this guy said something like clearly racist, for example, online, you'd be like, okay, like dude, man, like you can't say that shit, you know.
No, I think it's his personal life. You
If
can
it's
do
somebody who's working for me and it's impacting my brand and my
let's say it in
business,
the name of the brand.
doesn't matter. But you're affiliated to that, eh?
No, but this is going back to my question, right? Like if your friend, like you changed it slightly to a colleague, but if a friend does something wrong.
No, employee.
Yeah, yes.
Exactly.
But I was saying it as a friend. Lily changed it as an employee. So arguably a friend, you love him emotionally. Employee, you love and respect his role in an organization. Maybe less emotions, but more pragmatic
But
value.
I think he's talking about a subordinate who, like, in
think
the
I would-
corporate
Yeah, but
world,
imagine,
right?
but imagine what he's saying is that an employee, your top employee, fucked up. Like, naqta l-bajt biex ninkil mara. Alright, he fucked up. What level? What severity?
You need to take it a hand. So
Like you need to understand it, but I don't think it's black and white. I don't think it's like I believe this is where we bring back so the Christian or Museo.
yes,
Like if we don't believe in forgiveness, like he fucked up.
Exactly.
So if he fucked up, then it's like what the only way is to go what to lose your job. It could be there might be situations, I don't know, like there might be a case if your employee, I don't know, is sexually inappropriate at work, like it's very hard. Like I
It's
don't
hard to say
I don't see that he can work there anymore. Does he deserve to not work anywhere all the time? No, I think there should be a way towards redemption. But in that case, it's very hard. It's very hard for them to survive that. It's really case by case
Depends on the
basis.
level,
Exactly.
yeah.
Not
It takes
everything
good
is.
leadership there, because like as somebody who's been like in a lot of disciplinaries where there was dismissals or chance of dismissals, and sometimes I've even had to make the decision myself. That was a big,
That was a
that's
good one.
an
That was a good
excellent
one.
soundbite. Sometimes I had to take decisions myself, And I've seen leaders, like senior leaders, that get a kick out of firing someone. Like they found any excuse to terminate the guy. And I'm not tooting my horn, but like whenever I had a disciplinary, I'm like, man, like this is a person with a family.
Yeah,
This is a person that they have to earn money. So I'm going to give them the best shot to give me a reason why not. Even though that they're people would be pushing me for dismissal. Not that they would, but like they would say, listen, this is a gross misconduct. So gross misconduct means that there is a. And I'm like, this is a fucking person. Even I've had to do disciplinaries for people I didn't like, and I still decided not to fire them. Because I'm like, there's not enough evidence. I don't think these people were getting enough support. These people are going through a rough time. We need to take all these factors in consideration, right? So I think to answer your question and to answer your point as well, it's about how much of a good human being are you when you are. So I think there was a saying, I don't know exactly how it goes, but if you want to see what like the fabric of a real person, put them in a position of power. Put them in a position where they can get to decide on other people's outcomes, and you'll see whether or not they're a good person or not.
Yeah.
Right?
So what's the path when you fuck up? What's the path
Of
redemption?
If
Like
some things can't be redeemed, but some things can.
But,
No,
but,
most things
but
can.
listen, like everything has consequences, right? Like I don't believe in capital punishment. Like you would speak to people and say like, yes, like
You
yes.
don't believe in us, yeah?
No, I don't. Because I know that there will be innocent people, as in
Yeah, I see what you mean.
spending the rest of your life in prison is not an easy punishment, right?
Nope.
Knowing you're gonna die, like you could have a nice life in prison. It's still it's still very
your freedom
different.
is still
Okay?
taking away, of course.
So I don't think there's crimes that deserve you terminating life. As in, I don't think we should be terminating life, period. In any circumstance.
That's an interesting point. What are your thoughts, man?
About ending some people's life.
I like that we came from the last episode where we were talking about kind of, the martial arts, how to choke people out.
Yeah, yeah.
It's like,
I
Lara,
think it's a
about
again, it's not black and white. It's yeah for me.
totally, and it's not a case of everyone who committed this crime deserves to die, but there are some people who do lose their humanity with what they do.
Yeah.
Right,
But
so
should you lose your humanity
I think
to punish them?
the basis of criminal law is to protect society from the person committing the crime, right? That's why you end up in prison. So if you get a serial pedophile who had a basement full of his daughters, and his daughters were constantly by him and having his granddaughters and his that I don't see much humanity in that,
Yes,
doing it
no, but
deliberately.
you're talking
We
about
believe that word out. 'Cause
but you're
it's a
talking
no word, no?
but
The
you're
what?
The R word.
the R,
Ah.
the
It's a
other R,
no-no
the
word
other
for you.
the
Great.
other R word. No, but you're not talking about his humanity. You're talking about your humanity as a society.
I
Like,
think the best way
there's-
to protect society is to get rid of that person.
Didn't Italy, I think, just introduced chemical castration for pedophiles?
But that's not
That's
that too.
Yeah, so like chemical castration is probably.
That's
But I mean, chemical castration fucks
As
you
in,
up
for
anyway.
me, for me, even euthanasia is like not a clear answer. Like
But
it's like-
euthanasia is the person's choice. Like, so
let's
not to
let's-
debate
first-
euthanasia, but like if I had to give my opinion on it, like if you are in pain and you're dying, which I hear you like
Totally.
kind of
Totally.
throw like
it's still
people
No,
do,
it's
like,
my
these-
decision for my life,
Exactly,
though.
It's my life, and it's not going to impact
Yeah,
anyone.
if
No,
I
but
want
that's
to
mo-
kill
but-
myself,
so-
not my wife.
And
or
I think
No, but that's
euthanasia
not
has
my-
specific criteria that you need to get like.
But for me, that's not.
Yeah.
Kill themselves.
For me, maybe the argument is a bit different because if a society we accept death as the status quo, the question is at which opportunity cost, right? If we, and I'm not being the saint of saying, oh, stress suffering. Yes, maybe there are instances, that today you can have the best argument in favor of euthanasia. I'm saying, why are we not the same way that we have all this technology for social media, for marketing, for going to space. Why on these elements that is the trajectory we're going for? Why are we not looking at why are we not looking at the best genetic engineering so that we maximize life
But we are
and
as well.
suffering?
Yeah, but
I think from an economic point of view, if you incentivize one thing, there's an opportunity cost.
Yeah, but this
As
is.
I'm being very, very
You,
pragmatic on
I
this,
think,
no?
I think the
I'm
way.
not taking suffering.
Cheers.
Go for it.
I'm not talking about suffer like all those like, but if you make that, as in there's a similar argument in my opinion with abortion and adoption and stuff like that, right?
Yeah,
Like no, but as a society, if your main narrative is that is your right, then we're putting less focus on the
Yes.
other.
No, I
things.
think
From a macroeconomic scale, 100% agree.
I don't think they're mutually exclusive. Ara, if this was The Sims or SimCity, and you can
Fast
scroll
forward.
scroll 100% on finding the cure to aging and to cancer and all that stuff. 100%, literally. Like
But keep in
go
mind-
there. But mid-bnidem mitfema, right? So first of all, there are different human beings pursuing different disciplines in life. So that means there are multiple disciplines that are being researched at the same time, simultaneously. So there's a lot of research in curing and prolonging life. A lot of research. Like I don't think we're sparing any expense there. For sense, it doesn't seem to be slowing down. But on the other hand, there's also this philosophical, ethical discussion that needs to be had. Even whether we agree or not, the discussion about abortion needs to be had for us to figure out, what the fuck are we
I
doing?
think the balance.
But the discussion about euthanasia as well, and here we're talking about one's choice about his or her own life, not someone else's. Really,
And Matt,
Yes. But I don't agree fully with what you said in terms of how you're perceiving the statistics. Let's look at Malta as a case study. The government has an agenda not to introduce euthanasia, to discuss it. The government is not putting the same funding to discuss euthanasia, to discuss obesity and mental health and male suicide. So it's already the opportunity cost. Our attention is already going towards something, when in reality, there's clearly a male suicide crisis in Malta.
100%.
Clearly.
Yes.
Like, I think this last 2 months, we know of 4 people in our circle. No one is talking about that.
Yeah.
Yet government is spending Google ads, forums, all this with euthanasia for people that are suffering. I'm not denying their suffering, but the opportunity cost is already presenting itself. As a society, we're prioritizing someone making that decision while ignoring people that are being pushed by the realities to that decision. Shouldn't we first start taking care of our own before we assume that other people can take that decision? I agree.
Pero ma ħaltux suicide without euthanasia.
No, I'm not. No, I'm saying opportunity cost. The opportunity cost, the attention, the
The political side of using the euthanasia this debate as a distraction to all the other problems.
but I don't think it's a
We
distraction.
had gay marriage that was used
Can
that
I
way,
drop
but
a
doesn't
point?
mean it
No,
shouldn't
but I
have
don't
been.
think it's
Matt,
necessarily
Andrew, can I
a
drop a point here? Because I think
distraction.
if we're talking about, I understand the opportunity cost, but I wanted to just go back on the abortion euthanasia. I think my stance is this. It's not black and white. So I'm not an against or a for both of these. I think that if introduced and regulated properly for the fringe cases that require it, it makes sense. Because then what you get is you get abuse of both if it's not regulated properly. Like you get people who'll just go get pregnant fucking 6 times a year and have abortions,
And
right? Like when you're
I
doing
think that
different things.
abuse comes with, like,
Totally.
I think once you introduce something, that's gonna happen.
Have to be regulated properly.
No.
It's gonna happen. I think it's gonna happen. Like, and listen, I'm like, I'm not gonna judge anyone. It's like, to be fair, I'm also a hypocrite that if today an option that is like abortion, we need to highly entertain it, I don't know where I would stand on it. I'm not a hard line, like, no. I'm saying, though, that these conversations, as a society, they are also a big distraction,
Oh, yeah.
or a big opportunity. There's a big opportunity cost towards all the other things that either can minimize the risk. This is like, in a way, of course it's a bad comparison, imma you're focusing on, I'm gonna say, like, maybe focusing on wearing a seat belt, but then selling jet engines.
Yeah.
It's like, how about we look at what's happening a bit more globally than, like, focus on one. But I understand that these things politically, as in not politically left or right, but politically, they can win you votes because they're polarizing. They can distract you, for sure. But
we would also like to remind that it's not a political podcast. It's not a political.
It's not a
podcast.
political podcast.
Ben, how did we end up on this
I have no
subject?
idea.
You mentioned abortion.
Mention abortion.
That is interesting. No,
No, I
Yeah.
mentioned euthanasia, to be fair.
Yeah, okay. And then you went into abortion. Oh, yeah, you mentioned euthanasia first, but then you went into abortion.
Le, ma
okay.
we shouldn't.
This isn't political. We're not really like this is. I mean, it is currently a political.
To be fair, it's a healthcare issue.
But it's a healthcare issue.
we're a
I
healthcare
It's
body.
okay to discuss something.
I think honestly, like
It's part of life.
these types of things, like which is healthcare based, they should be available, but they should be very heavily gatekept, gate kept by doctors who can make, like, for example, if it's
Yeah,
euthanasia,
that, but I don't.
you should.
trust.
Oh, but why? Like you need. But listen, where do you draw the line? Who you're going to trust?
That's why you're
I'd rather trust somebody who studied for fucking 15 years to know what they could be wrong
Yeah,
because they're human
but
beings.
we agree as a society that it should be available. It should be available on Walt. Like, no, I don't believe the government should
Order
be
the euthanasia.
like,
please, come in.
I don't think
Your euthanasia pod will be delivered in 15
no,
minutes.
I'll COVID test.
no, I really find it,
You
I
get a
really,
discount with the plus.
because I believe,
You're
now
doing something
we're going to,
correct.
I really believe in small government. I really hate when the government heavily regulates something.
yes.
Like, I hate it.
But
So
it's
at
the
that point,
government
if we
regulating it, it's
if
the
we-
healthcare system, which
yes, but if we agree on
important.
if we agree that something is good, something is good. If we don't agree and we should be cautious, we should be cautious.
I think
approach though, like, is it thinking something like nothing is good, like so, like I don't think anything is end to end good.
An apple
If
a day
there's
seems
a
good.
human, yeah, but too much apples make you shit yourself. Like if there's human people, if you have human beings like involved in anything that is considered good, the church was considered good at some point, and then it was considered very bad when the Inquisition hit, right? And now it's got mixed feelings. But in general, nothing is ever good or bad. I mean, there are bad things, but like good things will also become corrupted over time, and that's why.
Yes. And well, that's why
An element of regulation is required, not too heavy, but you don't want to be
I
when
think-
you stifle progress because of regulation.
I think by regulation, perhaps what we're trying to say is utopian, right? Like the ideal situation is that we all have an understanding of what the parameters are around a decision, right? Like not when euthanasia is okay or when it isn't. It's more like
How many doctors do you need to sign off?
No,
How much time do you have left? It has to be like properly terminated, for
it's
example.
more about it should be more understanding than that. It's more like what people should be allowed to take that decision themselves without any interference. But that requires an element of trust within the community,
So I
right?
think, Matt, we have so many case studies. Other countries like Switzerland have been doing it for a long time, And Switzerland is still one of the most like thriving countries economically. So
Switzerland does it for mostly foreign people
Yeah,
who go
but-
to Switzerland,
yes,
so
but-
it doesn't impact their society. So that's
but I'm sure
Like,
that
they
locals
sell-
would
they
do
sell
it.
it
Yeah, no, they
basically.
sell
yeah,
it.
they
as well.
said that
Yeah,
it's an export. too.
but also at the same time, the political system of Switzerland is totally different from ours.
Oh, yeah,
Society
for
is
sure.
totally different for
Culture is
us.
different, yeah.
Culturally, you don't go out and you're like breathing shit and dust, and it's like it's a totally different. So yes, there are like examples you can take, but I think
and there we're
culture
talking
plays a-
about assisted suicide, they're not euthanasia. ġifieri, għax we're mixing up a lot of different arguments here, like abortion, euthanasia, suicide, male depression. They're not in one basket. That's
No,
why
no, they're not.
The next episode will
So
focus
you're-
a lot on male suicide.
They're not.
We've got a guest lined up and we'll talk to you about it.
we need to. We
There's-
really need to. We
Yeah,
really need to.
that's the point. My point originated not from no, we should be thinking like this on this subject. Is it like the opportunity cost? We're missing really certain crucial conversations in our society, and we're maybe focusing not focusing because it's not it's a b- on some issues we're really dropping the ball. No?
Oh.
Statistics wise,
But so this is the thing with, I guess, but it's not just politics. I mean, it is politics, but it's not politics per se just in the country. You can have it in a corporation, you can have it in a community where you're not doing it necessarily to improve the country. Like improving the country is a byproduct, but you're doing it to stay in power, win votes, keep the clout, whatever. The byproduct is that people benefit off of it, let's face it, right? Very rarely you get people who are really passionate about changing the country that actually go to power, like Bernie Sanders. Like Bernie Sanders in the US, he is a very like passionate politician and he's self-funded mostly, but obviously he's very
also a
left-wing.
communist,
He's
so-
actually absolutely a communist. But that's why he's never been, but he's a smart guy, like let's face it, he's 86 and he's still pretty like,
Mambat fl-istess ħin.
I use him as a fringe example, but you have
Yeah, but
also
this-
like
but-
Republicans that have similar.
But on the
A final point about this. I
We
think
have to close soon because
I think the role of the government, right? So euthanasia, like many other subjects, is a need that is present in society, and some people need it, some genuinely, some maybe we perceive not as genuinely, but it's there. The role of the government is not to tell us what is right or wrong. It is to address the supply of that need within the society that's asking for it.
Absolutely.
So this is like abortion. Whether we agree with it or not, if we agree with the role of the government being addressing the needs of the society, that is a need. That is what society wants. Part of
I
it.
think we need to
So-
have more referendums.
Totally,
I think we need to go
100%.
Like, oh, we're talking about euthanasia. Okay, like let's do like 2-3 months and poll people, and then we do a referendum with like 4 months of space where you debate, where the two parties fighting for or against debate it, and then the country decides.
Emma,
But-
is it fair?
but
to
then you
make
get Brexit.
something- No, but is it
But
is
then-
it fair?
Then you get Brexit.
Is it fair that something
but-
that 5% of society needs is left up to the majority of people to decide?
But like divorce is the
something
same,
that-
right?
But something that has a heavy impact on society, like let's face it, whether you agree or not,
I don't think abortion has enough. Like I think abortion has a lot more crazy polarization before things change. Like I don't think abroad people wake up and like worry about abortion much.
No, but the impact of abortion on
I'm just
society.
gonna love the first haters we're gonna get. It's like three white men talking about abortion.
But I think
Even if you agree,
but who
even if you
decides
agree.
it? Like so you said something really interesting, which is if it's a minority, a percentage, a 5% or whatever of the population, which is much less than 5% probably, that need euthanasia, right? Why should the rest of the country decide it? And I'm like, so who else will decide it? You can't put the minorities to vote, because then it'll be like, oh, so now you've got a very small pool of people deciding for the rest of us. So Churchill said it, like, democracy is, it's a horrible, like, it's the worst form of politics, but it's the only one that works,
Yeah.
you know? But I don't know exactly when you quote it, do a
Paraphrase.
little fugazi here. But
Quote ta' Churchill ġabat ta' Churchill.
Churchill.
Ta' Churchill.
Ta' Churchill.
Churchill.
But no, I think these things are always going to be But yeah, I am just such in favor of just putting on a referendum. Man.
But this is an interesting point, there. Like, how do you address the needs of minorities? Because real minorities, right? Like, not. I'm just gonna say it. But feminists are a minority, and women are more than 51% of the population. But anyway, real minorities they don't have 5% of the population. But it is a need, and you can't ignore it as a government.
Yeah,
You know, make sure it doesn't infringe. We'll not talk about euthanasia here, but whatever. Make sure it doesn't infringe on the interests of the majority. But
So I think that if it's a minority, it is up to the majority to support it. Like, that's the whole point of a community. That's the whole point of a
that's an
country.
interesting point.
Like, so if you look at like historical, where they know where civilization started, is when you have someone who was injured, who they found like a femur bone that healed. You'd be like, okay, so that means that they were no longer abandoning like the people, even though this person is now putting because they were nomadic tribes, right? They were putting the tribe behind by like a fucking 6 weeks, which means that they might all die of cold. They were like, no, we're still gonna take care of him.
Imagine they had some primitive form of referendum, and there were actually people who voted to leave the guy behind.
I'm
And
pretty
they have
sure.
to live have to get him drinks and look after him.
No, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure they were like the guys in front. It's like, hey, morru, ħalliku, ħallik.
Inti jmissek ħadlu l-ilma.
Ma issa jikluħ breakfast.
Well, bonjour, Dave. Bonjour, Dan.
Għaddit lek saqaj.
I think since
I thought and we'll wrap.
we should be wrapping up, I think we need a part 2 of this episode.
I'm sure whenever he's back,
Yeah, we're wrapping up the
we'll
intro.
do. We need
Huh?
to call
We're
the.
wrapping up the intro.
We're wrapping up the intro, is it?
When Andrew comes, we need to do like like a special, but the episodes have a special name, like
A workshop.
like Rogan does Protect Our Parks when his friends show up when they're in town.
Tal-UFC,
Yeah, Protect Our Parks is when he has Shane Gillis, Ari Shafir, and the other guy who's really cool as well,
Mark.
Wilson, with something with a W.
Emdak, Mark, xismu.
We'll call it referendum.
Yeah, it needs to be something. We'll figure it out. We'll figure it
Project
out.
Degree.
Actually, let's brainstorm the name of this episode now, and we close it off. Let's do a I'm used to him now. I just think.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm used to you.
I don't think
I
so.
get you. Yeah.
Naħseb fadalek.
Next time I'll how do you say how I moderate the executive decisions.
What are we calling it?
Executive decision.
Yeah, something. I was thinking something like that.
Walking
Yeah,
the
we
park.
don't have to brainstorm on the spot.
No, we can do it now.
But we're wrapping up.
Yeah, we're wrapping up.
We're wrapping up. We're just like starting another.
starting a brainstorm.
Oh,
I would say like the brawl up or
This is
something
this
like
is
Roll up, Jesus.
Then you wanting to find something like we would be talking at work. It's like I tell him a concern, like the solution is like tell him isma, let's plan it. So tkun halfway already.
there is something.
Which there's benefit, right? This
I
is
run,
like
bro, and I sprint.
That's the Maltese resourcefulness.
I sprint.
Kun ġata faħħa
true.
but
Get shit done, no?
Yeah, sometimes I'll be like, that's fine, I message the client. I'm like, no, don't message the client. I'm like, too late, bro.
Alla ġaċa
I'm already called the guy. What do you mean, man? I've solved the problem. Easy. But anyway, all right. Well, thank you for coming.
Cheers,
Really
guys.
cool.
Thank
Good
you.
episode.
Go back to
Bro.
Your
Go back
country.
to
Go
your
back to your country. That's amazing. I love it. All right. Well, we'll see you. Thank you very much. Is there anything you want to say before you?
Yeah, thank you for having me, guys. I'll be back.
I'll be back.
I'll be
back.
I'll be back.
The Terminator, that's what we should call it. Terminator Chronicles.
لا, it's not. It's very terminal.
U tu bifera fi kolkom xi copyright issues.
Maybe remove it. You're the marketers, you're the experts. All right, that's a wrap. Cheers.
Thank you.
Cheers,
Cheers,
guys.
guys.
Amazing.
Bro,
We did it. Bro,
Prosit.
Proset.
good episode. Well done, guys.